Welcome to Vital Signs, your trusted source for clear, life-saving health insights. Today, we're diving into one of the most silent but deadly threats to our health: pancreatic cancer. This disease is notorious for being discovered too late when treatment options are limited. But what many people don't realize is that the body often sends subtle warning signals long before the disease reaches its most dangerous stages. Recognizing those signs early could make all the difference. Pancreatic cancer ranks among the leading causes of cancer deaths worldwide. Unlike cancers of the breast or colon, which often show detectable changes earlier on, this one hides in plain sight. The pancreas itself is tucked away deep inside the abdomen, making it hard to examine and even harder to notice when something goes wrong. For many people, symptoms don't show up until the cancer is advanced, but when they do, they can be surprisingly small, even easy to ignore. That's why knowing what to watch for is critical. Let's uncover these hidden warnings together, because what you learn today might not only protect you, but someone you care about. One of the earliest and perhaps most visible signs is jaundice. This is when the skin and the whites of the eyes turn yellow. It happens because a substance called bilirubin, which usually flows through the bile duct, starts to build up in the body. Normally, the liver processes old blood cells and releases bilirubin into the bile, which passes into the intestines. But when a tumor blocks that pathway, bilirubin can't escape. The result is yellowing of the skin, dark urine, and sometimes even pale or clay-colored stools. Of course, jaundice can be caused by other issues too, like gallstones or hepatitis. But when it appears suddenly, especially with other symptoms, it's the body's way of waving a red flag. If you or someone you love notices this change, don't delay. Seek medical evaluation right away. Interestingly, the first sign isn't always visible in the eyes or skin. Sometimes it shows up in the stomach. Persistent nausea and vomiting without a clear cause can signal trouble. As a tumor grows, it may press against the stomach or small intestine, slowing or blocking digestion. This pressure leads to feelings of fullness, even after a few bites of food, and frequent episodes of nausea or vomiting. Unlike the occasional upset stomach we all experience, this type of discomfort doesn't simply go away. It often gets worse after meals, especially heavier or fatty ones. Imagine trying to enjoy dinner, but every time you eat, your stomach feels unsettled. Over time, this ongoing nausea leads to loss of appetite and unintentional weight loss. If that sounds familiar, it's a sign worth paying attention to. But digestive problems aren't the only signals. Sometimes pancreatic cancer reveals itself through the skin in a way most people wouldn't expect: intense itching. This isn't the usual dryness you fix with lotion or a seasonal allergy. The itching linked to pancreatic cancer is relentless and widespread. It often affects the palms of the hands and soles of the feet, but it can spread across the entire body. The cause again comes back to bile. When the bile duct is blocked, bile salts build up in the bloodstream and settle into the skin, triggering itching so persistent that it interferes with sleep and daily life. In some cases, itching can appear before jaundice, making it one of the earliest signs. If you've ever struggled with itching that doesn't go away, even after trying creams and remedies, it's worth mentioning to a doctor, especially if other unusual symptoms are present. As the disease progresses, abdominal pain becomes another major warning. Unlike ordinary stomach aches, this pain has distinct features. It's often described as a dull, persistent ache that radiates to the back. Many people notice it worsens when lying flat, but eases slightly when leaning forward. Some call it a gnawing, almost burning sensation that becomes sharper after eating, particularly after fatty meals. This happens because the pancreas plays a central role in digestion. When it's compromised, the release of digestive enzymes can trigger discomfort. While abdominal pain can come from many causes: indigestion, ulcers, Even stress, when it's ongoing, worsening, and paired with other warning signs, it should never be ignored. One of the most surprising signals of pancreatic cancer is actually found in blood sugar levels. The pancreas isn't just part of digestion, it also produces insulin, which regulates blood sugar. When cancer affects this function, diabetes can appear suddenly, even in people with no history or risk factors. Imagine being in your 60s, with no family history, maintaining a relatively balanced lifestyle, and suddenly you're diagnosed with diabetes. Symptoms like excessive thirst, frequent urination, blurred vision, or unexplained weight loss might follow. Unlike type 2 diabetes, which usually develops gradually, this kind linked to pancreatic changes can come out of nowhere. Doctors often caution that new-onset diabetes in older adults deserves a closer look. While most cases aren't caused by cancer, it can sometimes be the earliest clue. Another sign that many feel embarrassed to talk about involves changes in stool and urine. Yet these changes can be critical in spotting pancreatic cancer early. When bile flow is blocked, urine often darkens to a brown or amber color. Stools may become pale or clay-colored. Sometimes they also become greasy, float in the toilet, and give off a stronger odor than usual. This happens because fat isn't being digested properly, a condition known as steatorrhea. While diet and medication can also cause these changes, persistent patterns signal something deeper. It's not the most comfortable topic to bring up, but it could be one of the most important. Now, it's important to understand that symptoms don't exist in isolation. They often appear together, and they often reflect the underlying risk factors that make someone more vulnerable to pancreatic cancer in the first place. Genetics play a powerful role. Having a close family member with pancreatic cancer increases risk significantly. Certain genetic mutations, like BRCA1 and BRCA2, are strongly linked to the disease. Age also matters. Most cases are diagnosed in people over 65. Lifestyle factors add to the risk. Smoking is a major one. Smokers are more likely to develop pancreatic cancer than non-smokers. Chronic health conditions like type 2 diabetes and pancreatitis add to the burden, while obesity and lack of physical activity also raise the odds. Even workplace exposures, such as prolonged contact with certain chemicals, can increase risk. So, what does all of this mean for you? It means that while no single symptom guarantees cancer, patterns matter. A yellow tinge in the eyes might not mean much on its own, but paired with itching, abdominal pain, and changes in digestion, it's something you can't afford to ignore. Early detection makes all the difference, and awareness is the first step. Have you ever noticed a small symptom in your own body and brushed it off, only to later realize it was more serious? Share your story in the comments. It could help someone else. And if you've learned something new today, hit that like button so we can continue spreading life-saving health insights. Remember, not every sign means cancer, but ignoring them could cost valuable time. Stay vigilant, listen to your body, and take action when something doesn't feel right. For more essential health content, check out the videos on your screen right now. Your support helps us reach more people with information that truly makes a difference. Stay safe, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next Vital Signs video.